Dumbshit. Real dumb shit. Real dumb shit. Real dumb shit. Real dumb shit. With your boy Shunt and your boy Redacted.
What's going on, peeps? It is the one Shunt, and we've got Redacted in the building. This particular episode, we're going to give a focus to the DC universe, i.e., if it's not broke, don't fix it. But obviously, it's broke as hell, so we're going to fix the shit out of it. Pretty much, we're just going to start off with like what we would start off the universe with, and all that sort of stuff, and give our opinions on that. But obviously, as usual, some dumb shit to begin things off.
What's going on, Shunt?
Yeah, not much Redacted. What are you up to?
Nothing much. I did see some crazy shit the other day, though.
Okay. I think you said something about a poster or something like that. You seem quite shook up about it. I don't understand how you can get shook up about a poster, but yeah.
Well, it wasn't really as much the poster as what was going on around the poster.
Okay, please describe. Okay, what was the poster of? Let's get a mental image first and foremost.
I was going through. I was on my way to the O2.
O2.
Yeah, so I was going through North Greenwich Station.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I was going through. I was on my way out of the station, and I saw some dude just acting real dodge, like right next to the poster.
Real dodge. Okay. Normal dodge is sort of like smiling consistently whilst looking at the image. I can imagine.
Well, I could only see the back of his head. So
only back of his head. Okay.
He could have been smiling. I don't know. I couldn't really see.
Are we talking pocket shuffling? Is there a lot of pocket shuffling going on, or is it?
I don't know, man. I just got a
weird moaning, maybe. Dodgy vibe.
I wasn't close enough to hear whether he's moaning or not.
Okay, cool.
But it's got a dodgy vibe. Like it's kind of like the thing where you see something out of the corner of your eye, like your spidey senses tingling.
Yeah.
And then you have another like second look, and I don't know, you just get that vibe. So so I was on my way up the escalator. I took another look at the guy, and he was kissing the poster.
Okay, what sort of kiss are we talking?
Like he was, I don't know. He was just.
Was it sort of like, oh, you sweet thing, or is it like time to make babies kiss?
Nah, it was like it was kind of like the run up kissing. So like like when you're getting into it, but before you properly get into it.
Oh, so he's working himself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was kissing the poster right on the boob.
On the boob.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
Yeah, it's real disturbing. It's fucked up my day.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know where you can go after you see something like that. Kind of reminds me of.
I just had to try and block it out and go about my business, but it was difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Did you report it?
Nah.
Okay, so the fact that you didn't report.
Each to their own. Like, he wasn't hurting no real people, so I thought
It's fucked up your day. I mean, like, I don't know. But responsible citizenship.
I tried to block it out.
Okay, speaking about blocking it out, so as it runs at the moment, oh God, there's a lot of things in the DC universe that I've blocked out. Very much because it hurts my head. Man is still into. Actually, I'll just do the chronological order so everybody's sort of aware. Man is still into Batman vs Superman, into Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Into Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Into Justice League 1.
Yes.
Okay, is there any other films in between that I forgot?
No, I think that's
There's no Batman, there's no Flash.
Yeah, so upsetting.
Okay, so, like, for those that know me, this won't be a surprise, but I have a very, very angry opinion about the whole Man of Steel film. I fucking hate that film. For many reasons. It's the only film I hated more after watching the sequel.
Oh, wow.
And then watching the sequel made me equally as angry, which makes no sense.
You know what makes me angry about that film?
Explain.
I've tried to like it.
Well, a lot of people have. A lot of people. I tried to. Now, this is the thing. I didn't want to sort of like seem like I was being, partial to Marvel, because like I was a Marvel fanboy growing up, but obviously now I'm more interested in just watching a good story.
Yeah.
Seeing the imagination sort of works within like the realm of film. Now that being said, Man of Steel came out, started off okay. It did start off okay.
Yeah.
You had the whole Jor-El thing, and I like that bit. Russell Crowe, sort of like being this sort of like artificial intelligence sort of guidance for the soon to be king of the Kryptons. I don't know what you would class it as, but the Man of Steel, as we know as Kal-El.
Yeah.
And it was okay, and then it got really shit. Like really shit real quick. Like the flashbacks alone, that enraged me. Not even the flashbacks, it was done like in the current time, wasn't it? Like the whole what's his dad's name? Oh god, I blocked it out, so it's like one of those sort of like deep, like hurtful memories. I would actually I don't know, compare it to some form of like molestation when I was younger.
What?
It's like one of those, like I've suppressed it. I've suppressed it deeply. All right, so his dad tells him not to rescue him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to hold back my anger as I'm saying this. And he doesn't, right? That's in Man of Steel.
Yeah,
and then
his dad died when he didn't have to.
Yeah, completely didn't have to. Like he could have got to him at regular speed.
Yeah.
And picked him up and thrown him on a bus or whatever, like regular speed.
Or he could have just went real quick and no one would have noticed.
Yeah. Either, that didn't happen. Tragically, in the sequel, they tried to correct this.
Do you know why you can't remember his name?
Why?
Because they focus on his mom's name being Martha.
We haven't even got. See what I mean? Like, there's so much rage. So much rage I've got, like, coming for, like, this whole, like, segment, and it hurts. Anyway, so flash forward to the future. He's landed in Gotham, old Superman.
Wow, you skipped a lot. That was a big fast forward.
Okay, fine.
Just go from like his dad being dying to him being in Gotham.
Bro, because the rest of that film, I mean, if you want to touch on the Zod bit, there's a lot that I've got to say about that, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful, bruv.
Which part?
The fact that they tried to retrofit the planet despite having superhuman powers on the normal current state.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, like, you've got the whole... oh, God, there's a lot. The reverse incantation that he wasn't a reporter, but now he's becoming a reporter even though everybody knows that he's Superman. That really enraged me.
Yeah, but they don't... Only Lois knows he's...
Only Lois and the whole government know that he's Superman. Yes,
No,
it's a small...
But they don't know he's Clark.
Yeah, because Clark doesn't exist. Well, actually, Clark does exist, but he doesn't exist as a reporter. But from when you've seen this guy, Superman, and then you're thinking, oh, this guy in the office, oh, he kind of looks like Superman. Just going to ignore it.
Yeah, but you can say that for, like, every argument of Superman and his disguise.
Okay, that being said...
you can't... that's the one thing I can't fault the film on.
Oh.
Like, because that's a legacy thing. They inherited that.
No. I mean, like, if anything, you invent something. I mean, like, even if he had one of those...
On.
That's what I'm saying, he's not even wearing glasses, bro.
He did. He was wearing glasses.
It hurts me. I can't... Okay, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to focus on the next thing.
He was wearing glasses.
So, him breaking Zod's neck and all that stuff, and, actually killing, and you're thinking, okay, it's a little bit more darker, great, depressing as hell. And then you're thinking, Batman versus Superman, or Man of Steel 2, sounds like it'll be a laugh. You know, you got Batman. You know.
Did you think it was going to be a laugh?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be a laugh.
I thought it was going to be good. I thought they couldn't go wrong.
From the time I started seeing the trailers, I did not think it was going to be good.
Yeah, yeah. This is from the trailer.
I actually thought maybe I was going insane because everyone was liking the trailers and I felt like I was the only one that hated them.
Yeah, for the whole Batman with a gun thing, and then
just everything, just the dialogue, like the dialogue that was in the trailers.
Do you bleed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like Batman would say that. That's not really a Batman line.
And then the worst thing about it is that when you watch the film, his reasonings to wanting to beat the shit out of Superman
Made no sense.
made no sense. It's oh god.
Like, it's like, why would you piss him off? If you were unsure about his intentions, why would you purposely piss him off? Like, if you see someone in the street and they look at you and you're like, what's this dude on? You're not sure, but I'm going to go piss him off.
Another thing that kind of confused me is the fact that Batman knew about Kryptonite.
Yeah, it's weird. They had a lot of things in that film that they didn't explain. Like, Lex knew Bruce Wayne was Batman. He also knew Clark Kent was Superman.
Yeah.
But they didn't explain how or why he knew.
Yeah, yeah. All you knew at that point.
Kryptonite thing as well was like all of a sudden, but yeah, Batman's stealing Kryptonite, and it's like, whoa, wow, where did that shit come from? It's like,
why would he know to steal
really
Kryptonite?
Explain that shit.
I know. So you got all of that in a nutshell. So that being said, okay, we're only on film. Oh god. So yeah, Batman versus Superman or Superman versus Batman, bitterly disappointing. You're thinking, oh well, at least they're doing Suicide Squad. That would cheer my spirits up. A little bit of, you know, archaic violent action.
I also did not. I saw the trailers and I thought this could be bad.
Well, it's only because I saw Batman vs Superman. I was thinking this could be terrible. It can be really bad or really good. And you know,
well, that's always choices.
yeah, and then like all of a sudden, you know, my worst fears were realised. Kind of like the opposite feeling of when I watched Avengers, where my worst fears were sort of realised and I felt bummed about it.
Yeah.
There, my worst fears were realised and I just got more and more angry.
Yeah.
With Suicide Squad. I mean, like, in a nutshell, that was a bad film. Like, and then like, what else followed after?
That's an understatement right there.
Yeah, it won an Oscar. Oh god.
Yeah, it won an Oscar that no one who watches films just like for the enjoyment of watching films cares about.
Yeah.
So, like, as an artist, yeah, you might care about the Oscar, but as a audience member, you don't give a fuck about the Oscar.
Yeah, yeah, it was pain. And then like, what else? Then Suicide Squad. Then it was what, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was alright-ish, not great.
It's the best of a bad bunch.
Best of a bad bunch.
It was alright.
Yeah, I mean,
for what they inherited in the Snyderverse, it was not too bad.
yeah. My main concern was, okay, we've got some form of plot. Where's this going? And then Justice League came out of nowhere.
Well, I wouldn't say nowhere. Like, they've been building up to it the whole time.
You could say build up.
Of course, it was built up. The last film was called Dawn of Justice, and it had all the characters on a like video file.
At the end of the film, despite like to be fair,
Logos made and everything.
exactly, pre-made logos. Like for me, I reckon so many things could have been improved in that film. But then Wonder Woman.
To be fair, I actually kind of had fun with that one.
Which one?
Justice League.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, it was a good action film. Like, if it was on like at a Christmas or sort of break period, you wouldn't hate it.
Considering what we started with, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, yeah. What? Aquaman's next.
Either that or I got Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, you got Stockholm Syndrome. You want to believe. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but obviously Josh Whedon doing the next ones can't be bad now.
I don't think he's going to do the next one.
Shit. Well,
There might even be a next one.
there might not even be a next one. I mean, we're still waiting on Batman, we're still waiting on The Flash.
Batman's not happened.
Whatever happened. So, you got that in a nutshell. Anyway,
Aquaman might be good.
Huh?
Aquaman might be good.
Well, I like Aquaman's character in Justice League.
It
was a bit dude-ski, but...
Too dudey.
But, you know, it's only
My
after...
man.
Alright. Yeah.
I dig it.
Woo!
That was pretty much all these lines.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all his lines.
Yeah, but Jason Momoa, he's always been a man of like few words within his roles.
Yeah, but not kind of the thing that you want in a leading man, though, is it?
He's not really a leading man. Aquaman's always been a background character.
Yeah, but he's got his own movie, so he's a leading man now.
We'll see. See how this tragedy unfolds. Anyway, on to the fixer. I mean, with me, I'm just going on what would make sense. With my lineup, I'm just going with what would make sense from a sort of like build-up point of view. So these 20 films that I'm going to basically list out are just sort of like a blueprint of like the main films in the universe, because like you probably have a couple TV series and exposition via cameos and people being in different films and all that stuff.
Have TV series connected?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd only have the one, and that would be the Lantern Corps.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And that'll basically be kind of similar to what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does. So you'll have all the sort of like lesser characters in there.
Yeah.
So you'll have all the Green Lanterns from Earth in there.
Yeah.
And like the main ones such as Jon Stewart, Guy Ragnar, Guy Gardner. See, that guy will definitely be in there. And and Carl Rayner.
Yeah.
They'll be like, in the main films. So the idea is that you have a segue between the main films and all that stuff. So that being said, Wonder Woman I'll have as a TV series. I don't really reckon, like, how can I put it? Like, you can't, in regards to Wonder Woman, yeah, it's great to have a great female role, sort of like, portrayed and all that stuff. But in regards to Wonder Woman and the Amazons and all that stuff, I reckon you're selling it short by just doing it all in a film. Because there's other little stories that you can kind of have.
Is there? Because I was going to say the opposite. I was going to say, is there enough for a TV series?
Well, I would say the TV series would be similar to like Hercules. Something like... I mean, not that budget.
Yeah.
But that's how I kind of see it anyway. The only reason why I say that is because the first film that I would have in my series would be Justice League Dark. Hear me out on this one. Justice League Dark, but with sort of like key characters within like the magic realm. Because the idea is that everything's been foreseen, if that makes sense.
Okay, so what's the lineup?
The lineup will probably be Constantine, obviously. He's the main front runner. Dr. Fate, sort of playing a background role. Elements of Shazam, sort of like archaic sort of bits and pieces thrown in. In regards to the big bad, I was going to go for similar to either Enchantress or what's the other big magic bad? No, because the idea is that you get rid of the bullshit in the beginning.
Yeah, Enchantress, like, that's just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like,
Okay, this is what I was actually going to do. It's going to be the invasion of Hawkman. Is Titalax, whatever. The Klingon bullshit.
What?
So basically, the Hawkman when he's like an alien.
Okay, yeah.
That guy, or that species.
Yeah.
Versus Justice League Dark, mainly because you've got fair enough, like the exposition between magic and space magic. is kind of wrong.
He's not really a magic character, is he?
Depends.
I mean, I'm not saying a non-magic character can't face magic characters, but yeah.
To start off, it's a bit mad. But I just wanted to do stuff with Swamp Thing and, introduce like elements of like.
So is he on the team?
Yeah, Swamp Thing's on the team.
I asked you what the lineup was. You didn't mention the Swamp Thing.
I didn't get that far. Like basically Constantine, Swamp Thing, Wonder Woman.
You got Wonder Woman, Justice League Dark. She got relegated to the B team.
B team, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I've got Black Canary in my Justice League.
Beef.
Well, this is it. The idea
with you steal my character.
What?
She is on my Justice League, man.
Okay. Well, the idea anyway is that this Justice League Dark film, or it will basically be a who's who of elements of what's going to be in this universe. And then after that film, it then sort of sets up the mafia sort of bits and pieces, or it gets back to reality, as it were, or things go back to normal. And then my second film is going to be Superman versus.
Wait. Rewind a sec. Explain that last bit again. At the end of Justice League Dark, it gets back to the mafia.
Well, I mean, gets back to the normal mob stuff. If that makes sense.
What? So like they kill magic?
Yes and no.
What does that mean?
Elements of it. So it's similar to what I was looking to have in that film. It's similar to the House of M.
Yeah.
Whereas like there's only a couple magic characters. That way you stop all the bullshit later on. Like you want to reintroduce it, but you want to nip it in the bud straight away.
Yeah, but then you just don't have it. If you don't want it, don't have it. Like Nolan didn't want any superpowered characters in his films, so he didn't have them. It's not like he put them all up front.
All right. So, best case scenario. Anyway, this isn't the first film. Then the first film.
It can be. I'm just saying.
No. I mean, it's going to be.
You're doing what DC does. You get a little bit of feedback, and then you change your whole game.
No. Okay, fair enough. All right. So, Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Versus the Hawkman race. I can't remember what they're called. Superman versus Intergang or the 100. I'm not too sure which one would be better. The only reason why, actually, it'll be Intergang. Me and the gang. Main reason why is because.
But how does he fight them? They're just regular dudes. Just knock them out, leave them on the corner.
Well, he's got the element of surprise because he's Superman. So the idea is that Intergang's already there. Intergang's already mash up the city.
Element surprise. He's like 6 foot odd. He's wearing a big blue and red suit. How's he got the element of surprise?
Because I'm only going to give him the suit in number 2. He ain't got the suit in number 1.
Oh, okay, so it's like pre-Superman.
Yeah.
It's the beginnings of Superman.
Yeah, the beginnings of
Superman begins.
Yeah, Superman year 1, whatever you want to call it. So he's going up against Intergang, so it's him cleaning up the city, right?
Okay, so like, is he beating them up wearing like regular clothes?
Yeah.
He's got like a, I don't know, like a...
Are we going like Daredevil? No, not not so much Daredevil. It'll be a case of with him, it'll be like under the cover of darkness and all that stuff.
It's like Smallville.
Kind of. More or less Smallville-ish. But obviously a little bit more grown. I'm not sure how much origin story I'll throw in there. I think that could be sort of like, listed for another one or whatever. And then my third film will be Jonathan.
His dad's Jonathan.
Are you sure it's Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan Kent.
John Kent. I think he's John Kent because Jonathan's his grandson, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's named after him, so it's also Jonathan.
Fair enough. Now, this is where my idea gets a bit more focused. Batman's first film is going to be a mob one. Main bad is going to be Black Mask, and it's going to be Night of the Bat.
I considered Black Mask, but he didn't make the cut.
All right. The only reason why Black Mask, he's not really the big bad, like because
he didn't not make the cut in a bad way. Like, I had a couple of options, and I just went a different way. Like,
Okay.
I like Black Mask.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Black Mask like feature in a movie. But yeah, I just went a different way.
Yeah. Well, Night of the Bat is going to be quite mad anyway, because the way I've got it set up in my mind is that it's going to be like the Running Man. So Batman gets captured, thrown into this sort of game show where he has to fight for his life. In some senses. So basically, the hit goes out on Batman. You know, £1 million or $1 million or $5 million for the head of the bat, sort of thing.
But is it like, are they streaming it or something? Like, is it like a game show, or is it an actual game show?
No, it's not an actual game show. I mean, I'm just likening it to sort of Running Man, where it's a fight for his survival.
Yeah.
It's not actually that. So Night of the Bat happens, and then I'm revisiting the idea of Arrow Supermax.
Okay.
So it'll go from Night of the Bat into Arrow Supermax, which basically is him breaking out of the prison with criminals, sort of thing. And that'll sort of like have some of the characters from Night of the Bat, as well as some characters that will be in the later Flash that I'm looking to do as well.
Yeah.
So Supermax is happening, so we're having people breaking out, and after that I'll have Suicide Squad, i.e. people breaking into Arkham. So that'll be like the difference. So you're introduced to characters. So at this moment I just want to introduce characters within the universe. So that's the main reason why we've got Justice League Dark, all the Hawkman and all that stuff. Superman versus in the gang, because that way, you know, you have sort of Lex in the background building up and all that stuff. And then after Arkham, LexCorp Rise of Power. Now, within this sort of thing, it'll be running alongside. So basically, I've got an idea where you've got LexCorp, and then you've got Lantern Corp as well. So the idea is that you've got a corporate sort of like series, and then you've got a sort of like cop series.
Yeah.
So those two are sort of like going up.
That's Corda, right?
Huh?
That's Corda, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Lantern Corps, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like there's that, and then I'm gonna have Flash versus all of the rogues. So that'll be like all 6 of them. Mm-hmm. So just so you know which ones I want Captain Cold. Oh God, what's the flame guy? I need to remember what his name.
It's Heatwave.
Heatwave. So it'll be Captain Cold, Heatwave, Mirror Master, Trickster, and what's the other one?
Trickster, Mirror Master, Heatwave, Cold, and no, I'm forgetting one.
It's not Killer Frost, is it?
You already got a Cold person. Golden Glider.
Golden Glider. I don't know. I think Ace. What's the one from?
Ace the Bat Dog.
No, the one from Royal Flush. Royal
Ace.
Flush Gang. Yeah.
What you put him on there?
Well, I mean, I'll work out something. So, like, you have the Royal Flush Gang in the background and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because the idea is that after this one, you'll have, say, I don't know, another Suicide Squad film. Three films after this. So you've got that. So Flash versus the Rogue, Aquaman. I'm gonna do a Black Manta sort of film. It's either that or I'll do. Actually, you know what? I'll do the bullshit Hercules style series, but with Aquaman.
Yeah.
So he'll have his own TV series sort of thing. And then that'll be in the build up to JLA versus Brainiac. So the idea is that within JLA 1 or Justice League of America 1 versus Brainiac, you've got sort of elements of mother boxes and all that stuff sort of like found afterwards. So the remnants of the big fight or the big, showdown. And it also introduces John Jones as well into the mix. because obviously Brainiac's digested the whole of Mars. That's the idea anyway, and he's now made his way to Earth. So you're introducing characters. Arrow 2, I was thinking of making it a sort of like Predator sort of film where he goes up against Lobo in the jungle. Also within the series LexCorp.
Wouldn't he die?
Hmm?
Wouldn't he die?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to give away the ending.
You can't kill off Green Arrow.
Well, you can't kill off anyone in the DC universe. It's impossible.
You can't.
It's impossible. So Arrow 2.
Spoiler alert, Batman's dead in my one.
Oh damn! So the whole Predator thing, anyway, is that obviously Lobo's a bounty hunter. It's a mistaken identity. He's actually going after a Green Lantern.
How'd you mistake Green Lantern for Green Arrow?
Well, it's a Lobo thing, isn't it? It's Bastich, this, whatever. Like, it depends on how much you know about the character. It kind of makes sense. So you've got Arrow 2, and then like that will introduce sort of like elements of Red Arrow as well as Arsenal, because that will happen in the series Rise of Power, LexCorp. So show him like, you know, kidnapping Speedy and, you know, all sorts of bits that he's doing with like, you know, Superman, cloning Superman on the sly. And then all of these sort of elements will then sort of like go for, well, will be manifested in Flashpoint Part 1. Flashpoint Part 1 I was going to do as a sort of event similar to like a JLA sort of movie. So it's a two-parter. Flashpoint 1 is him versus Zoom within, say, I don't know, the scope of the DC universe. So that'll be him going, and then him sort of like fighting him, and then him going back to the past to basically kill him. Now, that being said, a lot of fun will be happened in the beginning of, say, Part 2, which is going to be like Crisis, or, you know, Crisis 1. So you have the first part, which is basically him fighting throughout history, of the Flash's history with Zoom. And then, Crisis, and it ended on Crisis. And then, not even on Crisis, him ending in the Flashpoint universe. And then number 2 is him sort of in the Flashpoint universe, so a lot of fun can be happen with all the characters. You know, you can throw them in different scenarios, and then he goes and creates the timeline, which then sort of like has obviously, you know, time boom effects, which is sort of like, you know, different madnesses happen and all that stuff. That being said, the next one in my series after that will be Batman versus Joker. But it'll be more like a chronological sort of like fight through history of Batman versus the Joker, i.e. the Red Hood, and introducing sort of like elements of like, you know, death in the family and all that bits and pieces. So there's going to be a lot of exposition within that, but the idea is that the Batman that we watch has evolved from Night of the Bat.
Yeah, so is that like flashbacks, or is that like, how's that happening?
Kind of like Batman Begins, I kind of imagine it. So you have 5, like say each act will be like 5 years or equivalent of his life. Just so you can kind of sort of like see the point of view, well, world point of view from Batman. The only reason why I'm doing that in this film.
That's a bit broad for just one film.
There's a method in my madness though, sir.
Is there?
Yeah, because within this film I'm introducing characters like Nightwing, Red Hood, as well as Batgirl, and then what happens with Batgirl and all that stuff.
Oh, it's too much.
It's not too
It's
much.
too much information.
Well, the idea is that it's got...
Audiences can't take it.
Well, how can I put it? With these films, or the second wave of films that I'm doing, they're all got to be like very autobiographical of the characters. So much as we know what the canon may be in the comics, they're kind of like the ideas are being introduced in these films. So the idea is that you've already got a plateau, you've already seen them fight Brainiac, and then these ones are sort of like, not like Wolverine's origins, but they're more sort of like concentrated on the actual character. So you've got Batman one, and then you've got Superman one. The Superman one that I'm looking to do is sort of like Superman, All-Star Superman mixed up with Doomsday, so the Death and Return.
You started with Superman Year 1. You started with Superman.
Yeah, but this is the next
skipping,
phase.
What, forward?
Huh?
So you skipping forward?
Superman Year One. Not really, because you've already had the events of Night of the Bat, Arrow, Suicide Squad, Arkham. Then you still got the 2 TV series, LexCorp and Lantern Corps. Flash versus the Rogues, or the Flash One. Aquaman, I'll put that in the TV series.
Don't just dump characters on TV.
Well, bro, I'm looking for like the most exciting plot lines and all that stuff. So anyway,
if you're not feeling it, don't do it.
No, because it has to happen. This is the thing. It's like for my whole vision, these things have to happen.
Yeah, but they can happen like in the background. Like
yeah, they can. They can. So anyway, after All-Star Superman / Death and Return, so basically instead of him dying in the way of Doomsday, he's dying or he's mutating because of the sun. Yeah. So you got that. And that kind of like leaves it into what I'm going to do for the 3rd Superman film. So after that, a little side quest, Titans versus Slade.
Yeah.
I was thinking of going with the Judas Contract.
Classic.
And then the one after that would be I was going to go back to the Dark, but Justice League Dark, I reckon, as exposition, that's enough. You don't need to do another film.
You killed Magic. Like, what are they going to do?
Well, it's going to be reinstated later on. So Justice League versus Legion of Doom, aka Blackest Night. So the idea, I don't know. I mean, at first I wanted to do Injustice for All. You know, that sort of like line of comment. Is it Justice or what's that one that they just recently done?
Which one?
Forever Evil. That's the one.
Okay. That was
yeah. So I was thinking of something like that.
Yeah.
Sort of like have that, and then like the next Batman film, which is basically Batman versus the Court Owl / Fight for the Cow. So basically, Batman is fighting the Court of Owls. He goes missing, and then the fight for the cow happens. Through the remaining Bat children, as it were. They fight amongst themselves. So you've got Drake. You've got what's the other one? Grayson, and you've got Todd. And obviously Damien. I'm going to introduce Damien into that sort of mix as well. But in regards to sort of like that, during the Court of Owls sort of like session, he goes on a side mission, and I don't know, I want to touch on sort of like the Omega Beam sort of theory.
Yeah.
So the idea is that Batman went on a secret mission, like throughout the JLA sort of bits. Batman's going on like secret missions and all that stuff for Argus, whatever, and he gets caught up by Darkseid from Apocalypse and all that stuff, and he sends him into the past, and then Court of Owls catches up with him, etc., etc. Anyway, all of this will be happening in the background. So where we saw Batman go back to the past and come forward, it's one of those ones where you kind of know that there's more to sort of like Bruce Wayne and all that stuff. So that happens, and then the last one is Justice League versus Darkseid. That'll be like the first battle, and then leading into the whole universe. Then I'll sort of like open it up again by reintroducing magic via the Justice League Dark 2, as it were, which will basically be Trigon, because by that time our Raven would be of age, I guess.
Yes.
And then
Yep.
and then we'll do Trigon then, and then I'll then end it with, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to do something new and cool, because obviously I'm thinking of the timeline. It'll probably be 5 years or something like that.
No way.
No. I mean, like at the moment, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because most of these are going to be TV series anyway. I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, nah, they're not even films, bro. It's like
You made it.
No. I made
like
it.
You snided yourself.
No, I never snided myself. Because I've still got like the cool films in there and all that stuff, but it's like one of those ones where, oh god, I mean, all I'm gonna basically do is I'm gonna build the premise. I set the parameters off the playing field, which is basically, you know, the first couple films.
That's 20 films.
It's not. It's not 20 films. At the moment, it's like, because remember, I've counted like, so Justice League Dark, Superman versus Inter Gang, Night of the Bat, that's 3, Arrow Supermax, Suicide Squad, LexCorp and Lantern Corps, they're going to be 2 series, so they're not counted. Flash versus the Rogues, Aquaman, actually no. TV series.
Aquaman didn't make the cut.
Didn't. Well, he's making the cut. He's going to make the cameo in the Justice League films. However, he's not going to get his own film. He's getting a TV series, and that's it, bruv. That's it. The TV series, you know, season 1, probably about 3 seasons, whatever, in between and all that crap, but he's not getting his own film, bruv.
I know, I feel like it's a bit expensive for TV.
What, Black Manta? Just guy in the swimming pool. You mad?
Yeah, but all the underwater effects. Unless you're just going to have him on land all the time.
He's going to be on land quite a lot, bruv.
No one wants to see that.
If it's on TV.
No one wants to see that. Okay. No one wants to see Aquaman on land. This is the whole point. Like, if you're going to do Aquaman, have him in the sea doing his sea king shit. You don't just put him on land. Anyone could be on land.
It's either that or he just gets the one film, bruv.
Just give him. It's up to you. Give him no films. If you're not feeling it, give him no films.
Nah, he's getting a TV series.
Just Nolan it, man. Don't Snyder it. Nolan
TV. He's getting TV. So at the moment I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 films.
Right, 2 less than 20. That ain't no.
But then this is it. It's like the last films I wanted to put on there was Superman and was it the Legion of Superheroes. So the idea is that he gets sort of like saved by these Legion of Superheroes. He comes back and then we reconvene with a big event, which is obviously going to be Forever Evil, I guess. And yeah, and then like I was thinking of having a Lantern Corps movie at the end of like, you know, season 3, whatever, which is going to be Blackest Night, I guess, in that sort of sense.
Then everyone has to die at some point.
No one dies in the Lantern Corps TV series. Not a percentage of the universe dies.
Yeah, but so you got no major players dying? Like the whole point of, well, not the whole point, but a big part of Blackest Night is that everyone that has died and come back is kind of zombified. So
yeah,
that means you have to have characters that have died. I mean, of course you could change it, but like...
Yeah, I mean, like, with this one, with this Blackest Night, it's got to be all clones or cloned versions.
So, nasty zombie clones.
Nasty zombie clones.
Fair enough, I guess.
I mean, the only reason why I'm saying that is because, one, I want it to be, say, a 12 or a 15 tops. I don't want it to be like an 18. It'd be cool if it was 18, but you're not going to get an R-rated DC universe at any time in my lifetime anyway.
You might, you never know.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's not R-rated, what do you call it? Wolverine?
R-rated Wolverine's completely different to everything else because it gradually got, you know, more and more violent.
Yeah, but that gradually gets more violent. That's the last film. By the time you get to that film, the kids that watched the first film would be old enough to watch it.
Yeah, I suppose. Alright, so let's hear your one then. I've been rabbiting on for ages.
Yeah, well, I didn't go all like dense like you. Basically, mine is the embers that start the fire of the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like you'd imagine the ship Snyder films didn't happen.
Yeah,
so
they haven't.
This is like if Snyder didn't get the job, someone else got the job.
Yeah,
and like shit started popping off from here. So
cool.
I'd start off with a question.
we've been through this already, but yeah.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yeah,
Yeah, you made that noise, but like...
No, question as a character sucks.
Question doesn't suck.
Well, it's not great either.
He's basically Batman with no weapons.
Batman with no weapons,
or technology.
Yeah, exactly. He's like the worst. He's
not the worst. He's still on it. Like, he's still about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No argument. Grumbles, but no argument. So, yeah, I'll start off with...
Blank face
question.
man. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Blank faces are cool, man.
Fine. Rorschach.
Redacted. Exactly.
Terrible. So, yeah. So, we've got a Rorschach solo movie to begin with. Yeah. What else?
Question. Yes.
Question, yeah.
So, he will be going up against Bruno Mannheim.
Bruno Mannheim.
Yeah. So, he'll be leading Intergang.
Yeah.
So
you're starting off it in the gang as well.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But the question instead of Superman.
Yep.
Also thrown into the mix will be, so it'll be like the original question, and then like he'll be mixing it up with Renee Montoya as well. So at some point, spoiler alert, she'll be taking over the mantle of question.
Okay.
So the idea behind it is, question will be like he's got a line, like he's sniffing out some conspiracy. He knows some shit's going on.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up tangling with Bruno Mannheim and Intergang. He ends up taking them down, but there's further conspiracy. And like at the end of the film,
question loves conspiracy, doesn't he?
He loves a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say something about flat earthers, but I won't.
No. We can touch on that, but it's fine.
Yeah, no.
Okay, fine. Australia doesn't exist. It's crazy.
None for that on my podcast.
Okay, fine.
So yeah. So yeah, at the end, question dies without the audience finding out what the conspiracy is. Like, he finds out what the conspiracy is, but before the audience gets to find out, question dies. And then from there, Renee Montoya is going to be taking over as the question.
Okay, cool.
So that's basically the first film.
Okay.
So like, say that film came out 1 year, and then the next film, the next year, boom, you got 2 films coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Superman coming out. That'll probably come out first.
Okay. What happens in that Superman film?
Well, for a start, like Superman and Batman, at least in this universe, will be quite established. They've been doing it for a while. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking maybe Batman's 10 years in.
10 years in, yeah?
Not sure, yeah. He's 10 years in. So
Superman, what, 2?
Nah. He might be
5?
Like 10 or 9.
Nah, because they would have crossed paths already.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they haven't.
Okay, fine.
I'm not saying they haven't. There's no Justice League yet.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Everyone's about, but there's no
lead.
There's been no need for them to team up.
Yeah.
Like their methodology doesn't match up, so they don't really mess with each other too much.
Oil and water.
Yeah. They don't mess with each other too much, so they're ignoring that shit.
Nice.
So
we've got Superman versus the. Oh. So you haven't told me who's.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I was thinking, where you going with this?
I was thinking, like, am I jumping ahead? Like,
yeah. So in this, Superman will be facing Manchester Black and the Elite. Okay. So basically, Manchester Black has just stepped onto the scene with his crew, the Elite.
Yeah.
They feel like they're the new generation of superheroes. Yeah, they're a bit more vigilante than Superman. Mm-hmm. They think Superman's too old school, and like he's not built for this world.
Yeah,
like,
he's not killing people.
Yeah, exactly. Shit's gone all dark and snidery. And you need some dark snidery type villains. Dark and snidery heroes to handle the business.
To follow through.
Yeah. But basically, Superman's not having none of it. So he'll fuck them up. Then in the same year, you'll have Batman.
Yeah, what's happening in Batman?
Batman, again, like it's 10 years in at least, I reckon.
So he's got how many? What is he on his second Robin?
Nah, I'm saying Damien's about.
Oh shit! So that's more than 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not saying Damien's in this film or like Damien might not be hanging out with Batman yet, but he's
He's
out
been
there
conceived.
somewhere. Yeah,
He's been conceived.
Yeah, fucking has happened.
Yes. Talia al Ghul has been knocked the F up.
Exactly. Bun has been in oven and out.
Greg's.
So
Straight up Greg's. Straight up Greg's bun in oven. Yeah, I love it.
yeah, so this is more like a mystery. Like I want to show off Batman's detective side more than anything.
Okay.
So he'll be figuring out some mystery involving James Gordon Jr.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna get peak. Like,
Is that Black Mirror? That's Black Mirror, isn't it? Black Dark Mirror? Is it Dark Mirror or Black Mirror?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
I thought you were thinking of Black Mirror.
Huh?
Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have to beat up Commissioner Gordon's son.
Ah, the ultimate awkward situation.
Yeah. Then rooftop meetings are gonna get real awkward.
Tense.
Real awkward.
Like Vulture and Spider-Man.
But yeah, so like, at the same time, like there's some background shit going on. Like James Gordon is not necessarily working alone. There's some shady figure. The same kind of thing also happened in the Superman film. Like he was facing Manchester Black, but
so the Question conspiracy sort of thing.
Yeah, the Question conspiracy lives on in both of those films.
Okay.
You don't know what's going on.
So that's the after scene, the question marks. Love it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it might.
If we are going to do that,
it might not necessarily be an after scene. It might just be like in the film somewhere. But like you just know he was working with someone else or someone coaxed him into doing whatever or whatever.
A goody baddie sort of situation. Somebody's a turncoat.
And then I'm gonna do a Black Canary. And I think she'll be going up against Cheshire or Lady Shiva. Ain't really decided which. Not really sure it matters, to be honest. They're both badasses, so it can work either way. Maybe
is she teaming up with Green Arrow or Wildcat?
Nah. Bitch stands on her own. She got her own 2 legs and her own.
Dora Lance or Dinah?
Classic.
Okay, Dinah.
Yeah. So they're gonna be facing off. I think why not? She can fuck up both of them. Then I'm gonna go back over to Superman versus Brainiac.
Yeah. So is that just a solo movie?
What do you mean solo?
Is it just him only, or is it any of the JLA or?
Nah, they've not teamed up yet.
Okay, cool.
That's just another solo movie.
Fine.
And then on the Batman side, they've got Hush and Riddles.
What, War of Riddles?
Nah, it's just Hush, like with Riddler in the background. Like they both work in Batman.
Okay.
In this one, so you will see quite a few of the villains, but like those two are like the major, like they're the kind of brains behind it. And then there'd be an Aquaman movie in there. Yes, Aquaman's happening. He's got his own movie.
Splish splash.
No bullshit like TV series.
TV series only, bro. It's what he deserves. It's what he deserves.
Nah, it'll be like he'll be against probably like Ocean Master with what's his name? Black Manta.
I was thinking of like the same thing.
Kind of like a Game of Thrones type thing. What?
I'm not sold, bro.
I don't care whether you like or not, innit? So he'll be with him but against him in the background.
Who? Black Manta?
Yeah, No. Ocean Master, because they're brothers, isn't it? So
yeah.
he'll be working against him through Black Manor.
Okay.
Black Manor wants
side eye.
revenge
Pure side eye.
for some bullshit. Maybe his dad's dead or whatever.
Aqualad, I suppose you can introduce as well.
Nah, fuck Aqualad. That's why I draw the line.
Oh,
That's why I draw the line.
Brian. I only know Ocean Master. That's the thing. Like with Aquaman, I only got like say 2 baddies. There's only 2 films I can see.
There's a few other people.
If it was The Flash, there'll be 2 seasons, bro.
I'm not convinced that
they're his baddies.
No, I'm not convinced that they're interesting enough.
They're not. Aquaman sucks balls, bruv.
You can make it interesting.
You
use your
can't.
skills.
I mean, like I was being generous with the TV series because I would stretch out.
You've been harsh.
No, I'm stretching out a conspiracy, or I'm stretching out, a plot line between him and the 2 baddies that I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Worst case scenario. And on top of that, I don't know, he's not doing obviously street level stuff. He's doing, world stuff. But it's like, meh. You know what I mean? He just bores the shit out of me as a character anyway. I mean, the Arthur, this is the reason why I'd have it more on land, because the Arthur character, he interests me more.
How? It's the same guy.
It's the same guy, but
like,
the same guy above water is better.
He's not a king on land. He's nothing. He's just a dude.
No, he's got impenetrable skin, he's athletic.
What did he do? He's got that underneath water.
Okay, fine, whatevs. I'll agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah, because you're wrong.
I hate Aquaman.
So?
It's fine. Alright, so we're at Aquaman.
Why did you give him a TV series then?
Because I hate him. That's where superheroes go to die. If you don't care about it. Unless you're a Marvel TV superhero, which actually disappointed me about Infinity War. There wasn't any apart from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you didn't see any of the TV series.
That was never going to happen. You didn't even see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sure, I was at least expected to see Defenders.
Nah, there's no space.
There
was no space for them. Nah, man. You was in New York for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's only 2 minutes of
New York time, exactly.
Yeah,
so there's no space. And all of them are in New York, so yeah, the only one that might not have been in New York is Punisher.
Yeah. But this is another thing, it's like Punisher wouldn't be able to react to that threat as such.
Exactly, so what do you want to see that for?
I don't want to see that, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I've got Frank Castle in high esteem at the moment, like Marvel wise. Anyway, back to the DC thing.
Yeah.
Keep going on the tangent.
So the next Superman film would have been Last Son.
Last Son, yeah.
Yeah, Last Son is basically a story where I can't remember, something happens and then they find like this boy and he's got powers like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And then Superman kind of looks after him, takes him under his wing, defends him from the government, and then like he later on finds out that the boy is Zod's son.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Zod comes back and he's like, yo, where's my boy?
Oh.
Yeah, then he gets Pete. So that'd be the Superman thing. And then again, like there's some in the background shit's going on.
The only problem I've got with the Last Son storyline is who's the mum
of Zod? Of the kid.
Yeah.
I don't know, Fiora or whatever her name is. Who cares? There's some Krypton bitch, innit? There's always one left hanging out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it doesn't make any sense. Like Supergirl.
It does make sense.
Supergirl's the only girl that I kind of know that's a Kryptonian that's on Earth.
Yeah. What about Fiora?
Fiora.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't care that much about Kryptonians. But yeah, carry on. So we've got Last Son.
Yeah, and then like I was saying, in the background, in this one, you find out it's been Lex. Lex has been been doing shit in the background since day one. He's put all these things into place, and he's not been working alone. He's been working with other people as well.
Legion.
Yep.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we've got Legion of Doom.
Yeah. And then over the Batman side, got Red Hood.
Okay.
And basically in the background of that, all the Batman stuff has been set up by Roz.
Yeah, Raj. Yeah.
And then so then you have a Justice League versus Legion.
Mhm.
And then I don't know, there'd be some other films where I didn't really plot them out or whatever.
Mhm.
And then you'd have like the final Crisis story,
Okay.
where you have what's her name, Atom's wife killed. Who did she kill? Oh, she killed Sue Debney.
Elongated man.
Yeah, I think she killed someone else as well. Because and they made it look like it was Dr. Light, I believe.
Is that the female Doctor Light?
No, the male one.
No.
Because the Justice League have been like, whenever a supervillain finds out their secret identity or like where they live or whatever, or one of their loved ones, they use magic to wipe their minds. And the villains aren't having it. And they get all pissed off. I think I might be mixing it up with something else as well. But yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. So Crisis.
Yeah.
What's the end game of Crisis then?
Just to like kind of dissolve the Justice League, so they end up breaking up at the end. So Wonder Woman ends up killing Maxwell Lord, and
Max Lord. Who's that again?
He's got like low level telepathy. He ends up using it on Superman.
Okay.
And I think he used it on Superman, and Superman was beating up Wonder Woman and Batman. And the only way she could stop Superman was by killing Maxwell Lord. But he recorded it and streamed it.
Well,
so everyone could see Wonder Woman's killing like a human.
Oof.
Yeah, and that fucks up the Justice League and they break up.
Wow, that's kind of peak.
Yep, and then Mike drops.
Same.
And all the directors and writers walk out.
Oof. Makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much. There's other films I could have thrown in there as well. There's probably like another Justice League film I could have done, and like
I mean, like my whole,
some other ones to set up like the Justice League, like who's in the lineup a bit better. But
I mean, for me,
that's the bones of it.
Like in between, like say Flashpoint Part 1 and Flashpoint 2. That like during those two events, I was thinking of doing like the what if scenarios. So like Red Sun.
It's too confusing.
It isn't. I mean, like, because
it's too confusing for the regular Joe.
Okay, fine. So the idea anyway is
they
that
don't understand.
They do.
They don't, man. They don't even understand that like Rogue One and what do you call it? Force Awakens were just like not connected. Like Rogue One doesn't come after Force Awakens.
Yeah, but it was very confusing the way it happened.
That was not confusing. It was straight up not confusing.
No.
They didn't have any of the same characters in it. I swear we've had this conversation before.
No,
they didn't have any of the same characters in it.
Yeah, but Rogue One for me anyway. I didn't feel cheated by the film. That's the strong word. But I felt it was kind of pointless because we know how that story ends.
Yeah, but you could have said that about the prequels.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, at least with the prequels, we had no information about Darth Vader. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but who wants to know about fucking Anakin and how he was in his teenage years and like how he had a weird, like, unhealthy, incestuous relationship with someone who is clearly too old for him.
Well, she related to him.
No, she weren't, but like they met as kids, which makes it kind of
No, they didn't meet as kids.
They did.
No, I mean like kids.
He was a kid.
He was a literal kid.
Yes.
Like he wasn't like Palmadine was already grown by then.
She was I don't know. She was young, I guess, but like, it's just it was just weird. Like, even when I saw it, I thought it was weird. It's like, nah, this shouldn't be going on.
It's a bit peak, bro.
Exactly.
Anyway, you got that, and then what else? I don't know. I mean, like prequels, and like I remember when the whole thing was prequels and all that stuff. Like that was like flavor of the month at one point.
Shit's still going on. They're doing what do you call it?
A prequel to
Jigsaw prequels coming out.
Yeah, that's because he died.
So
Wait,
it's still happening.
Yeah, and most of his apprentices died off of. I don't know. It's like
so he could have had new apprentices, or there could have been a copy. Or here's a revelation: they could have not made it and made something new. Like why end it only to go back and revisit prequel? Makes no sense. Purge prequels coming out. That's what I'm saying. Like prequels ain't gone away; they're still around.
Yeah, but I mean, some prequels are warranted. Others are.
Name one. Exactly.
Hobbit.
Exactly.
The Hobbit.
Unnecessary.
Is it The Hobbit?
It didn't.
No. The Hobbit. The Hobbit's the sequel, isn't it? Yeah.
No, The Hobbit is a prequel.
Yeah. Wonderful Journey.
Yeah.
Hobbit's right.
I would discount that on the fact that it did not have to be 3 films.
Yeah, that was a bit long. But in saying that, I did enjoy the first 2.
No, those are the worst. No, the first one. No, I can't. No. Just because the whole thing is ruined by it being 3 films. Because there's parts of the first one that you don't need, and then there's parts of the middle one that you don't need, and then there's parts of the end one that you don't need.
Yeah. I hear that. I definitely do. I mean, like, for me, it's like, when I was watching The Hobbit, I thought they could just knock this out in one, really.
Yeah, but I feel like that's your answer for everything. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I mean,
you said a little while ago, it's like, that whole thing. We just talk about Legion. Legion, you could just knock out in like 25 minutes. Like, no, man. Sometimes you just need to let it breathe. Yeah. Just for the sake of.
I get that, but Legion.
Wait. Just for the sake of.
Legion is shit, though.
Just for the sake of, like, you need to, like, get the, like, the impression of time over. Like, you can't, if you do it quickly, it just seems too quick.
Yeah. Fair enough. Like, you need to have, like, at least a year pass and all that stuff.
And it lowers the stakes as well. Like, like, if it feels like time has gone past, like, it heightens the stakes.
Alright, cool. Alright, so that being said, like, the order of, say, the DC films that I had in mind versus your order, what do you reckon is the best ideas?
I don't know. Why don't the listeners tell us? #Shunt, #, Redacted.
Yeah, I suppose. So answers on stamped address envelope. Mail it to your rascal self. I don't care what you say or think. I'm awful, bruv. But
I think mine was better.
Sorry. No, I'm joking. No, I mean, like, any sort of feedback's good feedback. Just holler at us and we'll be as pleasant as possible. I mean, obviously, I got jokes, so if you got jokes as well, just post that in the comments.
Yeah, if you don't got jokes, eat a dick.
Oh yeah, definitely. Eat a dick covered in maple syrup in your favorite ice cream.
Quick one.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were going on with some chat that kind of pissed me off.
Go ahead.
So they were doing like DC movie characters versus Marvel movie characters.
Ooh.
And it basically turned into like Batman beats everyone. So I kind of wanted your take on what's going on.
I don't know. Batman versus Punisher is interesting.
No, but like movie versions. I guess you can do like the TV version of Punisher. I'll take the TV version of Punisher versus Like if you want to do the movie,
The whole Snyderverse.
Yeah.
The whole Snyderverse.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes, bruv.
What?
Frank Castle's killing everyone.
What, including Superman?
Including Superman.
Oh, it's peak. That is peak.
Superman. I mean, like, look what Batman did to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've got like his boy on the computer. He'll be doing the research. They've already got like their logos and stuff, so they've already got coming a nice small package.
Yeah, they got a head start.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, well, that one's really fast. How are we going to stop him? Well, apparently he doesn't react well to cold. That's easy. Ice grenade.
He doesn't react well to steps or loose rocks.
Loose rock,
He's
pebbles.
a tripping hazard.
Pebbles and marbles. That's all you.
Anything. Pretty much his own feet.
I mean, I was actually like, I was actually online as well. You know, watching one video about real life superpowers and the reason why they don't work and all that stuff. One thing that kind of stood out was the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, apparently a molecule going towards him at say Mach 5 or something like that has a potential to act like a bullet. So my man could kill himself on pollen, apparently. In the real world.
Yes, but like that sounds like.
Yeah, it's YouTube nonsense. It's all YouTube
It sounds
nonsense.
like they're taking it as the molecule is moving towards him, but he's the one that's moving fast. So, like, I feel like the argument in the comics is always like he's kind of protected by
Speed
Speed
Force.
Force. Yeah. So like that, like I'd argue, I'd throw that shit.
Well, you've also got the fact that he thinks at altoseconds as well.
Yeah. So if there was actually anything harmful moving towards him, he could move out of the way.
Yeah.
But obviously not this version because he can't even walk straight. Which is weird. Which is weird that they bring it up in the film. That Aquaman like mentions that he was just gonna trip, which is kind of fucked up. Like, why would you put that in there? Like, it's weird. It's super weird.
Yeah, he loses his foot and it does make sense. So you got that, and then
Yeah, so Snyder Batman versus Iron Man.
Iron Man, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has repulsor blasts, lasers, and backup robots.
What about
Batman in the Snyderverse has. What does he have?
He's got that suit he fought Superman in.
He has one suit, bruv. One suit, a Batmobile, Batwing.
Yeah, he's got that Spider-Mobile. Which made no sense to me as well. It's like, why's Batman got a Spider-Mobile?
Just freaking
It's just
toys.
flows around like a spider.
Terrible, bruv. Yeah, in a heartbeat, bruv. Iron Man, as in Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., would murk him. He's got a nano suit now.
Yeah.
He would murk him.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah. See, this is why I got upset when I was listening to that podcast. Cause it's like, you're not crazy.
Yeah.
You're not crazy. There's no way.
No way, bro. No way. No way. Yeah, I mean, the whole of the Snyderverse, I reckon, could get fucked up by Star-Lord, bro.
What about... What, even Wonder Woman?
Yeah, especially Wonder Woman.
She's got powers.
Yeah, you just put one of them magnet bombs on her or something, just drag her down, bruv.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's got that magic lasso.
Yeah, she could fry all day, bruv. It's a laser gun. A laser gun and a magnet bomb, bruv.
She's got super speed as well. You see how fast she was moving when she was in a bank? That upset me. I wasn't appreciating that.
Yeah, it's not one of her powers.
It like, those films are so stupid that like, you almost, like, you've got the Flash, but Superman and Wonder Woman are so fast, you don't really need the Flash.
Never needed Flash.
Yeah, but like, regular universe, you do, like, he's useful.
Yeah, because you can move faster than them, but they can move fast as well.
Yeah.
But in saying that, it's like one of...
Yeah, but it never seems like...
They're not on the same level as the Flash when it comes to running, no.
Yeah, but it looks like they are in the films.
That's what I'm saying. Like it teases at the end, isn't it? The race.
Yeah, yeah, but that's a classic thing anyway. They always do that. They always got a race. Oh my god, I hate that version of the Flash with a passion.
I don't dislike any of the versions of the Flash only because
I do.
it's the only thing that DC have gotten right for a while.
Yeah, but not the Snyder version.
Of course not. But in saying that, I like Ezra. Ezra Miller's alright.
Nah, not in this. Not in this. He's like.
He does look like a pubescent teen.
An
annoying pubescent teen.
Like, I just. Yeah, he's just real dumb.
I mean, you got that. But, so, what was the other... I mean, Quicksilver, I reckon, could run through them all. But this is it. It's like, what are the power levels? Like, because I don't really know...
Well, just basically what you see in the films. So, like, whatever you gauge from the films that they've done.
Scarlet Witch will murk all of them. Yeah, Scarlet Witch alone, bruv. Yeah. All of them.
See, this is kind of what I was thinking, but they was like, yeah, Batman. It's like they even made like Thor versus Batman like a challenge, but like
it's not
even like a good challenge. Like, yeah, Batman will beat him like kind of quickly, and it's like I don't care how much prep time he's got. That version of Batman ain't beating nobody.
Not 4 anyway. I mean 4. Like with what is it, Warrior's Rage or whatever.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Batman's gonna outdo him, like trip him up, piss him off, and he ain't gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're saying that
in Justice League, he got beat up in almost every scene.
He's just a guy in a batsuit. He's just a guy in a batsuit. Like, this is it. I mean, I understand the whole comic book rule that, you know, Batman wins.
That's not a rule. That's just something dickheads say. Yeah, I said it. Don't at me because I don't give a fuck.
Oh, God. God, it's starting
Don't
already.
at me. I don't give a fuck. You can't even find me.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. So you've got that as a sort of like nutshell anyway, but it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of it. The fact that Batman, despite, you know, his lack of power, he is the most powerful and most useful member of the Justice League.
I like it to a certain degree. Like, I like it within the Justice League, but people just take it too far. Taking it too far. Like, Batman can only do so much. Like, and then you're taking him, you're taking away the part of him that you're saying that you like. Like, you like the fact that he's just a regular dude, but he can do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
But you're just making him just an extraordinary dude that can do everything. And that dude, I say fuck that dude.
Yeah, that's long. So what was the other one? So Batman Snyder would just get murked by everyone. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you was to put it comic book wise, Batman.
Against?
What, normal Batman versus most of the Marvel superheroes.
Not all though.
No. It'll take him a while for others. But he can, like, no, we're talking like one-on-one battles.
Yeah.
Batman would figure it out eventually. But if it was a case that he had to, like, for example, if it was
not gonna have time to figure it out.
If it was Avengers versus the Justice League versus the current Avengers, Hulk would kill everyone.
Movie versions.
Movie versions, yeah.
Yeah.
The Hulk would kill all of them. Yeah, he would. It would crush puny Wonder Woman, drown Aquaman.
You can breathe underwater.
Bruv, the Hulk would drown him. That's how bad Hulk would beat the ass out of him. He would drown Aquaman, bruv. The Hulk could easily do it. Who else? He would.
Cyborg.
Cyborg would probably be the only one that gives Hulk trouble.
Why don't you just rip his arms off?
Yeah, but they grow back.
Beat him with them. I don't think they will.
I think they do, because remember he's nano, he's not...
Yeah, I guess, but like still like the amount...
I mean, Cyborg's the only realistic one that will
stab.
stab.
That he can use is still finite.
Yeah.
Like similarly with Iron Man's suit, like at parts it was repairing itself, but it got to a point where it was just so damaged that it couldn't repair itself.
But that's because he pretty much stabbed him with...
No, but even before that, like even just before he got stabbed, like there was parts of his suit that wasn't repairing.
Yeah, but it was being hit with alien force.
So?
Like proper alien force, bro.
Yeah, but then you could
Licks.
say
It was taking.
Hulk is almost alien force.
Yeah, but he was getting Hulk scaring licks. Hulk scaring licks, bruv.
Yeah.
So the damage is ridiculous, bruv.
Yeah, but it's not about the amount. I mean, it is the amount of damage, but it's only due to the fact that it can only, like, the matter is finite. Like, you can't change the amount that it is. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, unless you're turning air into matter, then you can't repair forever.
Madness. I mean, when it's turning stuff into butterflies, that pissed me off, bruv.
I like that.
That's ridiculous. Bubbles.
I like that.
Turn the bullets into
But
bubbles.
the bubbles, I was a bit disappointed that he used the same thing twice. I would have liked.
Yeah, but Thanos hasn't got that
something
much of an imagination anyway.
Yeah, I guess because like his whole like resources in the universe is finite, so I'll kill half of the universe. There's not much imagination to that.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, double the size of the universe, maybe. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's why he just didn't have the imagination for it.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, similar to what was it in the comics with Doom, innit? I mean, Doom. I know you hate Doom, so it's
I
like,
don't hate Doom. I just hate the cop out of Doombots.
yeah. I hate Foot Dive more than that, though.
Like Foot Dive.
Yeah. That's from Marvel versus Capcom, innit?
Oh.
Foot Dive. Foot Dive. Foot Dive.
Yeah.
Hidden missiles. That's the worst phrase. They're so hidden that I know they're coming.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. It's Doom. He don't give a fuck.
Plasma beam. It's very he's very finite with his vocabulary, despite being a world dictator and knowing like 2 languages.
Yeah, he don't want to waste it on the likes of you. That's why.
Foot dive. Foot dive.
You're so beneath him, you get the minimum vocab.
Same thing with the Sentinels. Like they just say rocket
They don't
punch,
really have much of a vocab anyway.
deploy missile. Yeah. Fucking liberties, bruv.
You don't want to pay a voice actor more than you need to.
Even that, bruv. I mean, like you've only got like 3 phrases, but then those are the most annoying phrases within that game. So I don't know. Foot dive for the win. Foot dive beats Batman. How about that,
I'm not sure I'm on board with that.
bruv? Trust. Foot dive beats Batman. It's like there's an episode of Adventure Time that I remember when he says, "I flute the pig." Have you seen that one?
I don't think so.
That one's hilarious. Basically, Jake's playing the game, and he's playing it with Finn, and it's like a card game. And Finn's got like this one card with the pig,
Yeah.
and the pig keeps beating everything,
Okay, yeah.
and it drives Jake to sort of like crazy madness. It's good. It's good stuff. So yeah, I mean but yeah, just to wrap things up. Yeah, I mean, DC, in a nutshell, I think they've got amazing properties as characters. I am a fan of the comics. However, in regards to the films, they can eat 3 dicks in their favourite ice cream, sprinkled with their mother's breast milk.
You can't sprinkle milk.
Exactly. And you can't fix the DC current universe.
You can.
Can't.
You can be fixed.
I mean, I know what you're saying about. Well, when we was out, one of our colleagues said that you could do it with a post-it note.
Yeah, I don't think it's not that difficult. I don't think.
Nah, I mean,
I don't think it's that difficult. I think if they've released a really good Batman or a Superman film,
yeah, it wouldn't matter.
I think people will forgive them. The majority of fans will forgive, and they will forget.
Oh, you cannot forget, man. It's still,
man. I mean,
and you cannot forget Batman versus Superman.
Forget in the sense of like you'll just adjust your mind canon to what's happening now. Like you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, but that doesn't match up with what happened with Batman v Superman. You just be like, fuck that film. Like this is the new status quo.
I'm against it.
I am against, like, I don't want to waste time on more reboots. Like,
I want a reboot. I want a hard, firm reboot with this series.
Nah. Just power forward.
Oh, you can't.
Just power forward.
We haven't even got a Batman right now in that series.
So they'll find one. They will find one.
Full blown. It's like Edward Norton all over again, bruv.
Nah, it isn't.
It is, bruv.
Nah.
It's breaking up the band. Breaking up the band.
Nah. It's fine, man. It'll be like Terrence Howard. You won't even notice.
Ah, that's pain.
You'll be like, this guy is actually
You know,
better than the other guy.
That full blown murked his career. You know that, like.
Oh, he should have been.
I mean, fair enough. He's now a TV actor now, bruv.
Yeah, but he's regular paycheck. He should be happy.
No,
Regular money coming in. He should be happy.
Empire, innit? He's on Empire.
Haps. Got that syndication money.
Oh, let's hope so. Terrible stuff. Hustle and Flow, that was really shit as well.
I didn't see it.
Whoop that trick.
I didn't see it because I heard it was shit.
It's not the fact that it was shit, it's just the storyline's terrible.
That sounds like shit to me.
It's hard out here for a pimp. It's like, no, it's not hard. Just don't do it.
How's this supposed to make money?
I don't know. Like, you don't have to whore out women. It's always an option.
Yeah.
It's an option, bro. Definitely an option. And for me, it's a firm no. I don't want that. I mean, like, fair enough. Some guys may want the idea of, like, you know, making money off all these women, but I can't deal with more than one woman moaning at me at one time.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but if you're in a pimp game, they ain't moaning.
They are, bro.
Pimp game.
Pimp. This is it. It's like, I don't know. We're going down the dark route, but it reminds me of that HBO series.
Pimp named Slipback.
What is it? The Deuce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good series.
I've
But
not seen it yet.
there's a scene in there, and it just put me off the whole pimp game, bruv. I ain't even joking. It's peak. It involves a razor and a lady.
That is almost no information.
Razor, lady, and a pimp in a box room, bruv.
I gathered the pimp part.
Dark. The worst thing about it is that you don't even see where he cuts her. It's just like, it's just pure cuts.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's messed up, bruv. But yeah, the Deuce.
It can't be that bad if you don't see it.
You see the end result, but you don't see it, like, going in, as it were.
Yeah.
It's weird. But yeah, that's a messed up film. But yeah, as I said before, you've always got options. Don't pimp.
Or do.
No. We can't endorse pimping. Like, we can endorse...
I can endorse whether you like it or not, innit?
Yeah, that's about it, whether you like it or not. But we can't endorse...
So, or do.
Or do. Ah, that's terrible, bruv.
Don't while out, while on.
Oi. I'm Shunt, and I only semi-endorse that message.
And my name's Redacted for a reason.
Okay. And that's the show. 1.